kind of a broad area that we deal with, and when and we don't interject, and what are rules and what are laws and what are we allowed to enforce and where do we get ourselves in trouble, and we have to be very sensitive to that, and we have to make sure that our employees are sensitive to those areas so they don't violate somebody's civil rights because they're enforcing a rule versus law, so they don't bring negative attention to the entity, the campus, the college, the school, and they don't put themselves in a situation where even their employment could be at a crisis because they enforced a rule at a time when they should not have interjected. There's not a distinct line, because when you're talking about an officer who's a security officer who's an extension of the school and the role that they play versus a sworn law enforcement officer who has a different role, there's a balancing act there that you have to maintain. So there's not a specific answer to it, but there is a responsibility for all of us to pay attention and focus on the specific issues that can bring negative attention to all of us because we interject at a time we shouldn't. Yeah, I think one of the ones that we deal with in school level is in athletics. And the prime example is, let's just say that you're working a high school football game or a college game, and there's people standing on the railing. Let's say a law enforcement job is to go over and tell people to get off the railing. Well, that's not a law, that's a rule. And somebody from the school, somebody from security, somebody from the t-shirt security should be interjecting and handling those things. So law enforcement don't have to get themselves in a situation when somebody questions their authority at that point. Smoking is a prime example. No smoking areas or designated smoking areas, and somebody's not in those areas, and they call law enforcement or security officers to deal with it, and it puts them in a bind because it's not really a law issue, it's a rule issue. And quickly, that can become a negative thing for us. Probably the biggest one we deal with is freedom of speech. And there's rules and guidelines about what can and cannot be done at events. And we have to be careful if we intervene into a situation on a freedom of speech issue that can bring us in a civil liability issue or a lot of negative attention.